The theme for our team going into this cross-country season was Stop Wakeland. Stop was a shirt that back in the early 70s that Prefontaine was a distance runner at the University of Oregon, and that was a running joke with guys in his conference from Stanford University. They were trying to stop him because he always beat them. A lot of people thought it was kind of being a little too confident going into the season, and I was like, it has nothing to do with that. It was like, from where we've grown as a program, the first year I stepped in 6 years ago, and on Coach Enright's girls side, we had like 20 kids on each squad, all the way through varsity and JV, and we've grown to well over 100. And so it meant more of that, like Stop Wakeland, the program, instead of just any particular team. The biggest growth that I saw this year in our boys team was just the commitment that we had from all the kids over the summer. Usually we'd have maybe 5, 6 boys make it to the majority of the summer runs. And this year, I mean, it was 20, 25, 30, especially, you know, the closer we got to the actual practices starting in early August. And then we were so deep this year on the boys side that I had to run 2 varsity teams at most of the meets, because you can do that. Like the first varsity we run in the 6A division, and then the other varsity we run in the 5A or the 4A division, and they were going and placing in the top 3 most of the time, and they won a few meets as well. And so we were just so deep, and then that just created so much competition. And then by the time we got to district and we got to just the top 7, I mean, it was just very competitive, and that's why we had so much success. The greatest thing that happened this season obviously has to be the state championship. There's never been a boys team, as far as the team title is concerned. Obviously, Carter Blunt, he's won the individual title a few times, but there's never been a boys team. The best team finish ever down at the state meet, we got 3rd a few years ago, and then the Liberty boys a few years before that got 3rd. And so obviously bringing home the championship to the community of Frisco and obviously Wakeland High School on its 10th year anniversary was pretty special. And I mean, I still wake up each morning and I'm like, did we really win the state title? I mean, it's very surreal. The most memorable meet of the year, and not just because it was the state meet, but it was almost like a muddy buddy. And there was a lot of rain that hit not only this area, but down in Round Rock. And I mean, it was a mud pit. The first few races, you know, the course held up pretty well. And so there were some fairly fast times in the lower divisions. And then by the time when we got to racing, we were the 6th race on the schedule. I mean, it was a slip and slide. I mean, I told our guys, I was like, if you fall down, you got to get back up. I was like, everybody's going to fall at some point. You just got to get back up. As we got into mile 2, I see sophomore Jacob Hughes. He's kind of been like our 6 or 7 most of the meets, and I mean, he's loving it. I don't know if he just loves to play in the mud or what the deal was, but I mean, he was trucking along, and he ended up helping us win the state title. I mean, he got in and finished 37th overall, and that was just 7 spots behind Cutter, who's our number 3, and then we were able to edge out Lovejoy by 4 points. So if we don't have a performance like that, you know, I'm not sure if we're standing here number 1 today. The insight I can give you for next year is that obviously we're losing 2 great seniors in Cutter Oglesby and Justin King. They've propelled this program to the next level, not only for local recognition with winning district championships or just regional in the DFW area, but to the state level as well, with helping us bring home a state title. 4 years ago, after they ran at the state meet for the first time, I mean, they were hooked. They were like, one day we want to come down here and win it. So to send them off in this fashion, off into the sunset, they're both going to go be Red Raiders next fall and run for Texas Tech. Send them off into the sunset and state title. That's awesome. But we do have 5 guys on the state team coming back. And then there's some other guys that they're hungry. I can see it in their eyes, and they've already been out working and putting in the miles. And It's going to be very competitive again next year, and I think that we have a shot to go down to Round Rock and possibly go back to back.